Hi, Kefla here. This is my first video that I'm making as fast as I can, so excuse the less than stellar editing. But I just have to vent. I have to get my feelings about what I just saw out there. And that was the Minecraft movie, or a Minecraft movie, if we want to be all specific. I had my release day screening yesterday in glorious 2D, just regular 2D. And wow, I have some thoughts. Just like the FNAF movie 2 years ago, this too is a cultural event. It's the second time in my life that I heard the theater audience clap. And they did. Time and time again. It was insane. I don't blame them, of course. I was actually clapping the loudest. But yeah, a Minecraft movie is something that happens once every decade, basically, if not more. I still remember when the news about it happening broke. And that was all the way back in 2014. I was a tiny little baby back then. There were so many leaks and supposed plot synopses that floated around over the years. Signs pointing to a development hell type of situation, with every single new director leaving at some point and the pushing back of the release date. But we made it. We made it to April 4th, 2025. The movie is out. Is it good? That's probably what everyone is wondering. Was all this waiting worth it? The waiting? Not sure. But the movie is pretty good. I'm happy to say that against all odds and all the reviews. It is unhinged, at points full on lobotomy core, so I do get how that might not be some people's cup of tea. And don't get me wrong, many aspects of it obviously fall short. We could have had something much better than this. Technically still might. But I was a firm believer. I don't know why, I don't know how, that this movie would turn out fine. So I wasn't disappointed on that front. Though I am actually surprised it delivered. I took a peek at that small gander, you could say, at some of the earlier reviews that came out last week. And boy, the vitriol in some of these. It's the worst thing that ever happened to video game movie adaptations. It sets them back to bedrock. I tend to trust discussing film and things like these, so that was kind of disheartening. Still, I gave this movie a chance to win me over. And it did. So let's talk about it.
I am Steve.
Okay, if I were to give out ratings, the experience is 5 out of 5. Out of this world. The movie is free, no. First and foremost, that Jennifer Coolidge and Villager subplot really carries this movie. But only for 10 minutes. Why? This could have gotten really grating real quick, but at least double that. That was insane. One idea for a B-plot. The general story is about as uninspired as you could imagine. If you've seen Jumanji or happen to know what the word isekai means, you've seen a Minecraft movie. It's not a novel concept. But there are a few twists and turns, a few concepts and ideas ripped straight from the game that do genuinely seem fun. An elytra chase, ender pearl shenanigans, even a creeper farm. That's not a sentence I would ever expect to hear in the movie theater, but here we are. That's what's most surprising. There's a ton of heart to it all. It never stops being corporate. People always know it's this year's big budget CGI blockbuster, but it still manages to not go overboard with that. In some ways, it stays extremely faithful to the games. In some ways. It doesn't treat itself seriously, which for me and many others was a reason to worry, a point of contention, that they would try to play both sides. Absurdist comedy and serious tone really mix well, I feel. There's plenty of the former here. There's a literal ass jump scare, and Jack Black and Jason Momoa clearly steal the show by constantly and very obviously queer baiting. Don't bait us, just make them kiss, okay? Okay, just do it. You know we want it. Their overly comedic performances, to me personally, got all the halfway through the movie. I really couldn't stand Steve saying another Flint and Steel or The Mother. And who could forget Release? But I did chuckle at many points. The knowledge of Minecraft will make this movie work significantly better for you, so if you've played it, you'll enjoy it more. It's kind of the same pitfall that less ambitious video game adaptations, including FNAF, sadly fall into. That one was so convoluted, so nonsensical at the end of the day, that if the name William Afton didn't ring a bell to you before, you were in for a tough screening. Kind of the same case here. The soundtrack was great and really fit the vibe. We're talking about songs that they picked for the movie. One of my favorite pop artists, Stayglow, made one for it as well, so that's cool. The The original ones, though, not really. I know. Having original music numbers comes with the territory of casting Jack Black in anything. You gotta take advantage of that Tenacious D potential. I get it. Still, I felt these songs were a bit out of place. Speaking of out of place, you can tell this movie has been in development for a decade by the writing alone. This version and this draft was probably made like 3 or 4 years ago at most, but there are points in this film where it feels so rooted in this old meme culture and the way the internet used to be like 8 years ago. On one hand, you have a heartwarming tribute to a legendary YouTuber, one that shocked everyone in my theater. On the other, you get a character named General Chungus, and the evil baddie saying, "Deal with it." And of course, the goat screaming sound effect Hollywood just can't get over. Yuck. In terms of good things, we technically get to see Herobrine for a second, and teaser of a familiar character, let's call it that. There will definitely be a second. Dante the Am, Jeb, and a few others make a little cameos here as well, so that's cool to see. And the visuals. I'll put it like this. The CGI is good. Characters are backlit all the time, but the blocky environments look nice, most notably the massive, sprawling vistas. A few mobs in particular, such as the bee, the creeper, the realistic style fits them surprisingly well. And the stunt work blends nicely with the background, so I couldn't find much to critique on that front. The visuals were done by WetFX after all. They also did them for Avatar, and Avatar looked great. It's all about the stylistic choices and going for the realism that's the problem. I'm not surprised so many people are angry about this. Though, in my case, while by the halfway point I was kind of done with the movie's comedy, that's also when the block inconsistencies and the hyper-realistic art style stopped bothering me at all. Closing thoughts. I find it weird how they don't address the fact that the game Minecraft doesn't exist in this world. I mean, if it did, none of the characters should be particularly surprised by flying trees and these guys. But then Jennifer Coolidge's character knows villagers are Swedish. It's absurd. I kind of love it. It's all very faithful to the game. All the minute sound effects are on point and everything. But as with some video game adaptations, that is to a Minecraft's movie's detriment. It doesn't fully stand on its own legs. What I would have loved more is the 2019 version, synopsis of which sounds a million times better than what we got. A mute Steve that looks ripped straight from the game as the guide for our main live-action character. Man, Ender Dragon would have been there too. That's much cooler than the Piglins. But hey, we're still getting that animated TV show from Netflix. Maybe next year, maybe this one. Though I doubt it. Maybe they will repurpose some of those earlier ideas and bring us something more mature, less comedic, less corporate feeling generally, and maybe more ambitious. I'm definitely holding out hope for that. But yeah, if you're going to see it, I hope you have as good of a time as I did. And until then, thanks for watching.